Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Ratnawati, so I'm from TBIF class and my lecture is English Coursebook. So I want to explain about my journal investigation. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, in this slide, show about journal title and author's name. The journal title is Selecting an English Coursebook, Theory and Practice, and author's name is Yakova Siplakides. And then next slide, we'll explain about research and question, or what did the journal investigate, or research problem. Research problem. In this context, explain English teachers often have a difficult time selecting an appropriate coursebook that will suit the needs of their students and is in accordance with the curriculum. Bearing this in mind, the aim of this paper is to provide a synthesis of theory and practice and present an effective implementation of the process of coursebook selection in the teaching of English as a second or foreign language. Okay, concept of this journal theory. In this article, the authors present the theoretical background on coursebook selection. First, discuss about the role of the coursebook in English language instruction, and a short literature review on the advantages and disadvantages of using it, and also describe the two main types of coursebook evaluations. And the next part deals with the critical issue of adapting English coursebook so that they cater for the specific students' needs and match the purposes of the curriculum. And then, finally, deal with the pedagogical implication, offering practical advice and suggestions about how teachers might become more successful in selecting a coursebook in the teaching of English as a second or foreign language. Okay, next will be about the rules. Based on Coursebook 1995 states coursebook usually serve multiple roles in ELT, such as research for presentation material like spoken or written, and as a source of activities for learner practice and communicative interaction, and as a reference source or a syllabus or a research for self-directed learning or self-access work. And the last is as a support for less experienced teachers. Related advantages and disadvantages of coursebook. A growing body of research examines the advantages of using a coursebook. In the relevant literature, the following positive outcomes of the effective exploitation of coursebook in the English classroom, such as coursebooks constitute an effective resource for self-directed learning and for presentation of material, a source of ideas and activities, a reference source for students, a syllabus where they reflect predetermined learning objectives, and support for less experienced teachers who may be lacking in confidence. Despite the benefits of course books, however, course books have also been criticized for the following reasons, like course books are not flexible and generally simply mirror the pedagogic, psychological, and linguistic preferences and biases of their authors. Types of coursebook evaluation. Any two types. First is predictive evaluation. Refers to evaluation with the aim of deciding what materials to use, and teachers first take into consideration the materials available to them, and then they determine which are best suited to their purposes. And the next type is retrospective evaluations. The term retrospective evaluation refers to evaluation designed to examine materials that have actually been used. The teacher doesn't carry out an evaluation with the ultimate aim of predicting whether a given course book is suitable for his or her teaching situations. Instead, the teacher makes a decision as to a course book he has used was worth using. If, in other words, was in accordance with the learner's needs, if the tasks and activities includes in it motivate them and help them improve their language performance. In this way, the teacher decides whether a specific course book is worth using again, or even new one has to be used. Okay, next we discuss evaluating tasks in course books. When we evaluate the quality of reading tasks and activities included in an English course book, any four questions are very important. The first is, do the reading texts contribute to the learner's language acquisition and development of reading skills? And the second is, are the activities balanced in formats containing both free and controlled practice? And third is, do activities progress in such a way that they capitalize on what students have already learned? And the last is, are the activities challenging and varied in format? That's all for question about evaluating tasks in course books. Okay, next about adapting English course books. Through the process of adaptation, the teacher need to process. First is personalize the text, making it a better teaching resource, and individualizes it for a particular group of foreign language learners. Normally, this process takes place gradually as the teacher becomes more familiar with the book, since the dimensions of the text which need adaptation may not be apparent until the book is tried out in the classroom. A case study. Miss Andrew, a junior state high school English teacher, is very concerned about the coursebook's use. More specifically, the overall classroom level is low intermediate, so she has chosen an English coursebook of that level. However, there are marked differences between the students as far as their province level and foreign language performance are concerned. First, some students who receive private tuition have very high performance. However, she feels that the private supplementary tutoring has also negative effects on her teaching situations because, as it has been noted in the relevant literature, it exacerbates diversity in the classroom, upsets the sprints of learnings, and distorts the curriculum. In addition, all these students' parents knew English, so they could help them with assignments. For example, these students already know the materials taught in the classroom, and the course book as well as the language activities and tasks are easy for them. They complete assignments, tasks, and activities in a very short period of time, and usually disturb their fellow students who need more time to finish. They also lack motivation because they believe that the teaching of the English language at school has very little, if anything, to offer them. By contrast, for the majority of students, the course book and the teaching materials represent a challenge, and they can usually complete assignments if they apply reasonable effort. The level of the course book corresponds to their language level, and they find the material and the language texts interesting and worth studying. However, their motivation is hampered by the fact that some of their fellow students' language level is substantially above the level of the course book and the teaching materials. Finally, a significant minority of students finds it's very hard to keep up with the rest of the classroom. Their knowledge of the English language is well below the level of the course book. For example, in terms of vocabulary, reading, and speaking skills, none of these students' parents or older siblings knew English, so they could receive any help at home. As a result, they remain withdrawn most of the time during classes and suffer from communication apprehension because they are afraid that they will make too many mistakes when they speak. Practical solution for effective coursebook selection: English teachers should bear in mind that an effective coursebook evaluation isn't limited to assessing only the coursebook, since it is usually part of a whole package. Most publishers offer English coursebooks which are accompanied by teacher's book with suggestion, lesson plans, teaching ideas, and other. And then workbook and activity book and companion book, companion and CD with the listening text or test or DVD or whole materials and internet support. Okay, from all discussion, and the conclusion is we have attempted to provide a synthesis of theory and practice. The overall aim of the article is to provide English teachers not only with a theoretical framework for the evaluation of course books, but also with a set of practical suggestions, and it has to be noted, however, that the strategies and suggestions suggested can be adapted and used by teachers in various teaching situations after taking into consideration their own teaching context.